Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take another look at Fantom and obviously not bother with Bitcoin because I'm making separate videos for that now. But generally speaking, we're going to wait a little while, maybe get closer to the one-day candlestick close to kind of get better perspective on what's happening with Bitcoin instead of jumping in prematurely. There's nothing premature about Fantom. It's doing very well, very good, and it's mostly independent of Bitcoin, and that's something identified on one of my top 5 videos recently. So be sure to check that out as well. Try to link that up above or whatnot. And obviously check out my Bitcoin video from yesterday because I took an in-depth dive on Bitcoin and why we're seeing that recent increase. Now, if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, just love teaching people how to trade. It's truly my passion, and I get great joy from helping people become more successful in their financial lives, but more importantly, more fire, so to speak, the financial independence, retire early. That whole thing is very true and very accurate. Something you can definitely do in crypto. And hopefully I can share that with you. But again, I'm very conservative, straightforward, to the point, and I hope you understand and appreciate that. I have a trading community if you're interested in becoming a better trader, and also rolling out with the Trading Academy month end, so it's going to be an excellent scenario there. I'm very much looking forward to rolling out with that to help everybody, especially my community members, because I got over 400 members right now, and I'm truly blessed to be able to have you guys part of my life. Thank you so much. Now, taking a look here at Fantom. One-day chart, let's go ahead and start with that. Kind of start with the obvious, obviously, right? We're going to go ahead and take a look at the 50-day moving average. It's pretty straightforward. It's below the price action. So honestly, the moving averages are not super important right now. RSI is extremely important, though. I love the fact that we have the bounce off of 50 on the RSI, kind of reiterated that key level support at 215, and the price has been increasing ever since. Now, is it likely for us to get to our profit target as a community up here at 316? Absolutely, still a yes. I said that yesterday, I'll say it again today. We're on target to hit that. And I think we're going to likely be able to break that, of course, and go even further. Because that isn't technically the high, but it's close. It's a one-day candlestick high, and the previous high is 350. So we got a resistance range between 350 and right around 316. So just note that we might see a little bit of turbulence there once we get to this point. Not a problem, though, because I think Fantom is up for the challenge. But regardless, we got a lot of good stuff here on the one-day chart. So I love this fact that we're still bullish, still great, and even though we're trending closer to 70 on the RSI on the one-day, once we break that one-day candlestick, or basically the all-time high, we can essentially reaffirm that as a support level and then bounce and continue upwards. What I mean by that is if you're not familiar with all-time highs and how it works, just say this is the all-time high, which it pretty much is. It's a one-day candlestick close. When the price comes up, it's going to come up. It'll probably come back down, settle at support, the previous resistance, and then continue upwards. That's when you want to try to get into your position. That is commonly referred to as the new bottom, essentially, and it can continue upwards from there, just kind of creating new heights, so to speak. So I do think Fantom is on target for that. I think Fantom is going to be the next Solana as far as how Solana took off previously, when it went crazy as soon as it broke its all-time high. Fantom has tested this a few times and tried. I wouldn't say this is a cup and handle per se. It's a kind of an ugly one, but you can see that it's shaping up to try again and get a break to the upside, right? So just keep in mind we could see some pretty cool stuff here once we break 316 and we get a little bit more consolidation right around that level. Obviously, the all-time high is right around 348, 350 is a round number. So bear in mind, we might see some unique behavior between 316 and 350. But again, 350 or 316, they'll both perform similar functions there in the sense of how it's going to progress through that transition, right? It'll break that high, come back and consolidate at support, and then try again. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Looking at the 4-hour chart here, though, let's go ahead and identify a quick couple of things. RSI is testing 70 right now. Now, this isn't terrible, but it's not typically my favorite thing. I don't think it's going to be a problem per se. It's just that if we get up there, with us being a bit on the overextended side right now, we're at a 9 on TD sequential, the likelihood of it going much further is fairly low. So do I think that Fantom's going to turn around in the immediate future? Yes. I do think that it will come back down somewhere in the range of 273 as a strong likelihood, the next available support, as low as potentially 260 because, of course, we have the 50-day SMA as well. So it's going to be a nice little support zone here, so to speak, between 262 and 273. Okay, so roughly a 10-cent range there. 262, 272, right there should hold the price action higher, and we should be in good shape. But we should expect a little bit of consolidation there because, again, we're on the overextended side. Fantom's done very well about hitting 9s and resetting. at least a nice healthy continuation patterns when it does. So I like this. Fantom's looking great. Ultimately, there's nothing bad on the larger time frame. The midterm's looking fantastic, and we can obviously see here as well, even on the 1 hour, we've had these healthy periods of consolidation. Comes up to a 9, nice little sideways action. Comes up to a 9, sideways action. We're at a 6 right now. I feel, again, this is contingent on Bitcoin, sort of, right? Because if Bitcoin loses its bottom, again, there's potential there. I'm not trying to concern you, but if Bitcoin, just say it comes down closer to 40,000 and tests that key level support again, based on the nonsense happening here today with the inflation and how that affects the market, we could effectively see the price come back down and retrace harder. It shouldn't, but it could. All right, we got to just be aware that that could happen. The strong likelihood, again, is 262 to 272. I don't think it's going to come much lower than this range right here. But if it does, don't be surprised. Don't feel like the sky is falling. That's why you want to set some money aside still, just in case, to buy the next dip. Okay. Feel free to dollar cost average if you want to Fantom. Obviously, it depends on your overall position, what your goals are, etc. But I'm kind of recommending, for the most part, as a blanket recommendation for today, is to dollar cost average a little bit and to essentially have money set aside just in case the price comes down lower. Worst case scenario, tomorrow the price goes up and we have confirmation that we're looking for, then we can confidently add to our position and take a trade to the upside, right? But why be premature? Why risk or gamble, right? It doesn't make a lot of sense. To me, I'm more straightforward. I like to go with more sure signs and sure shots, so to speak. Things that are a little bit more certain, right? I don't know. There's no certainty in trading. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just trying to say that you can increase your odds by not by not jumping in prematurely, right? Okay. Anyways, enough about that. We're looking good on the 1 hour. We could effectively see consolidation and another push to the upside. This is basically telling us that. So truth be told, even though we're overextended on the 4 hour, the micro could continue higher. Now, is it likely? It's very unlikely for it to continue higher based on the fact that we've had 2 consolidation periods. Typically the third leg up, so to speak, because you can see this is leg 1, leg 2. The third leg up is usually almost always stunned out. And what I mean by that is oftentimes when you see a 24-hour push, which this is essentially a 24-hour push, you see at least 12 hours of consolidation retracement after that. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some sideways action. The price retraces a little bit, again, to 262, 272, and then we essentially build a foundation of volume at that point and then continue from there. In fact, why don't we go ahead and take a quick look at volume here, and let's just go with the first of the month. So since January 1st, the most amount of volume is really close to right below the price action there, right? So it's right in the 270 to 280 range. So that kind of helps us understand that we might actually have a nice stable foundation here and the price may not retrace significantly. So, 262 could be a lower likelihood. Okay. Again, volume helps us understand generally where we're at, but there's a tremendous amount of volume accumulation in this entire channel. So ultimately, I do think that 270 is probably still going to be a strong support right around 272. Anyways, that's kind of my scenario there. Ichimoku Cloud is going to just give us a open signal. In other words, if you have an open position with FTM right now, do not close it. Obviously the price comes down, tapers off significantly for 2 or 3 days. We might want to consider, different scenarios. I'll take a look at this again regardless, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. But this basically tells us we have at least 12 to 24 more hours of, open door policy, so to speak, right? So in other words, we shouldn't expect the Ichimoku Cloud to give us a sell signal within the next 24 hours, right? So in that sense, we just got to allow for the lagging span to intersect with the price action. If it does, if it continues to progress upwards, and we see this happen as well, then we'll be just fine. Okay. So I guess what I want to summarize with here is that Fantom's still amazing. I'm still very bullish. There's a reason it's one of my top 5 coins, and I love this one here. And I can confidently say that we'll probably see $5 in the relative near future. I do think this quarter is going to be the quarter to see that. We could even see higher, but we want to bridge that gap when we get there, right? Because we got a lot of turbulence here again between 316 and 350. If we can break 350 and confidently hold at that support for a 24-hour period, get the one-day candlestick to close over 350, then we can go ahead and reassess and establish how much higher it can go. Will it hit $5 in the near future? Yeah, I think so. This is probably one of the only coins that'll be more likely to do it. And the main reason why I feel that way is just based on how well it's done in the past 2 months when Bitcoin has done nothing but straight sell off. Bitcoin's done this and Fantom's done this, right? So it almost looks like a check mark, right? We can check this off the list. Yes, it's a good coin. All right. Anyways, I don't know how else to describe it. I hope you found benefit here and you learned a thing or two. If you want to learn more, obviously, join my trading community, and obviously understand too that we have a trading academy rolling out month end. I'm working very hard on that. It's basically a series of videos where I go in depth into every aspect of trading to help you understand how to maximize your potential and become a better trader within every facet of trading, right? Not just the random TA stuff that I provide to you here. So it's more in depth. That'll be available separately, but it's also available as a current community member, and you can go ahead and subscribe if you'd like now or wait till the first. It's truly up to you. But we will be transitioning away from Patreon over to a website at the end of the month. Okay, so it'll be a little rocky for some of our current members. I'm not gonna lie, it may not be the smoothest transition, but I promise in the long run it'll be worth it. Thanks again for joining me here. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.